This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today it's live opening round coverage of the California Classic. And let's go down to the first. Getting ready to get the tournament started. Frank, first tee jitters?
Oh, everybody gets them. That's the beauty of it. If you don't, you shouldn't be playing this game. Just try and think nice and slow.
Well, that's just how you envision it when you walk to the first tee. High and deep, right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start.
Should be safely on deck.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Just a couple of feet. Even par early on. Frank, this is a nice-looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. No fairway here, this one in that rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just the tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par.
I'm referring to as the one down the.
This is a game, as we know, that requires thought. It's what makes it so challenging. Club selection is critical, isn't it?
It is, and you don't just blindly grab one out, and if you hit a club 150 yards and you go, this is my 150-yard club, and that's what I have. Is it wet? Is it cold? Am I into the breeze? There's all these things that make this game special. Maybe taking one more and just hitting it a little bit easier can solve all those problems.
Good contact, good result. Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, for a long time, the stadium course at PGA West was thought to be too difficult for the professionals. How'd that happen?
It wasn't really unusual. A lot of Pete Dye courses, when they first came out, with the wooden bulkheads, so visually intimidating. It was such a departure from traditional golf design that players they weren't very receptive to it. They thought it was too punishing, and yet now we look some 20, 30 years later, Pete Dye's going to go down with the Mackenzies, the Donald Rosses, the C.B. McDonalds as one of the most innovative and one of the great architects that actually changed the direction that the game's gone.
Back in the late 1980s, the Tour Pros actually refused to go back to the stadium course. They signed a petition to get it removed as one of the host courses, a ban that effectively ran until 2015. But now the Career Builder Challenge will return to the rotation in 2016. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the fourth. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Getting set now over the putt.
Well, the fourth hole looks like it's going to claim another victim.
So with that, the score is now at even par. Well, here we are at the first par 5 of the day, the fifth, 535 yards. Frank, break it down.
It's called double trouble. Reason why? There's the lake on the tee shot on the left side, and then he's reversed it up there on the second shot. He put the lake on the right.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good.
Frank, we've all been there. You hit one in the water, you're down. How do you regroup?
You've got to start from scratch again. Everybody's going to hit bad shots. That's just the nature of the game. But compounding mistakes, that's the problem that you want to avoid.
This now the fourth shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
Still playing even for the day after the par. Well, Frank, how about this 255-yard par 3 sixth?
Yeah, there's a bit of a bailout area, sort of short and left, but the only thing really going in the player's favour, it is a big green, 51 yards in depth. So if you want to sort of do the maths in reverse, 255, take away 50, 205 front, it doesn't sound as daunting.
It should be pretty good right there, on the safe side.
That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Frank, a long par 3 here at the 6th, 255 yards. Club selection obviously is crucial.
Yeah, and length is very important here. Something that can fly high and land soft is obviously going to make that green play a little bit bigger. If you get a breeze off the right or left to right into, this hole becomes very challenging.
This is EA Sports coverage of the Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, continuing at PGA West in the Career Builder Challenge. We're on the back 9 now. Hole number 10 is 416 yards, a medium length par 4, but again, player has to deal with water.
It is. This is a double dogleg, really, and if you don't get the ball in the fairway, you're going to kick yourself.
Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble. That's an absolute beauty.
So, sizing up the approach shot here at the par 4 tent, what's a player trying to work out right now with their caddy?
Distance club selections is always the situation here when you have something to carry and something to stay short of.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That was a solid strike and a good result. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. The impressive goes to 3 under with that birdie for the tournament. Well, Frank, how about this hole? Par 5 11th at 617 yards.
The goal here is to take all those bunkers down that left side completely out of play. You hit it far enough down there, you can get close to this green. But if you do stray a little bit, all of a sudden, well, it's called eternity. You're going to find that this hole will play very long.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. And setting up here in the rough. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Well, Rich, when you consider how many people started the week off, just sneaking in the top 10 right now, that's something to be proud of.
That was a decent par right there. To the par 4 12th here at PGA West, short at 363 yards.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. So yet another short iron shot into a par 4 here at the 12th. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it.
Oh, painful lip out. Is a good putt.
Absolutely can't believe it. I thought that thing was stone dead in the center. So that's a drop shot.